Hello guys and welcome back. So today I have done something very similar to this before. I have talked before about how I would have booked the Balor Club and actually got quite a few views on that one. So right now, what is on everybody's lips right now, that is right, everybody is talking about All Elite Wrestling. Now this is the new promotion set up by Cody Rhodes and the Bucks that could potentially be rivaling WWE, and right from the start they have put out quite a few statements to say that they will be rivaling the WWE. Statements like things that they are changing about the industry, like people will be paid what they owe rather than these low contracts that people are on, kind of like minimum wage sort of contracts really. People are going to get paid what they deserve. From what I've seen, some people are even getting paid better than WWE, so they're really going out there to make sure that they do everything they can to be the top company that there is. And right off the bat, they have signed quite a few big names already. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about people who I think could sign, people who I think should sign with them, along with a few different ideas of stuff that I've got going as well. So first of all, I'm just going to mention people that we currently have. So we've currently obviously got Cody, we've got the Bucks, we've got Chris Jericho, we've got Hangman Page, Joey Janela and Penelope Ford. We've got SCU in Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. We've also got Strong Hearts, which is a stable from Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. These are people I've never actually seen before, but I've heard a lot of stuff about them. Britt Baker. We've got Pac, formerly known to a lot of WWE fans as Neville. We've got MJF. And of course, obviously, Brandy Rhodes is your Chief Branding Officer. But that's not quite it yet, is it? Because we've also signed Billy Gunn to a backstage producer role as well. So, I mean, this is a lot of stuff that they've signed. This is some big stuff that they've signed. And we're only just getting started. I mean, they've now announced that their first show, Double or Nothing, will be in May, which kind of fits into a lot of different wrestlers' contracts as well. So let's get into it right now anyway. So with it starting in May, this first big show that they're doing, I'm going to go straight off the bat with someone's contract who ends in April this year, so right before the new big Double or Nothing show, and that being AJ Styles. Now AJ is probably one of the best wrestlers. When you talk about the best wrestlers in the world, his name definitely always gets mentioned. And with him saying that within this next year it'll probably be his last contract that he ever signs, where's he going to sign it? Is he going to sign it with WWE and stick with what he's currently doing? Or do you think he'll jump to All Elite? Now, with All Elite saying that they're going to pay just as much as WWE are, I think it could be a viable option for him, especially since he wants a lighter schedule so he can spend more time seeing his family, spending time with the kids and whatever else. So I think that could be a really, really good move for both him and the company. To really pull AJ in, so I think that'd be amazing. Now, we don't know when this one's going to be. This one, as far as we know, it's just in 2019, so it could be before Double or Nothing, it could be run out, or it could be towards the end of the year. I think it runs out roughly about the same sort of time as AJ's contract, so one that we could be seeing, and one that I think definitely should make the jump, as he is completely underutilized right now, is Shinsuke Nakamura. Absolute amazing top talent, which is just getting stuck in the mid-card right now, which is a real big disappointment. It's an absolute shame that's happening, but maybe taking the same sort of money as well and making the jump over there, that could be the best thing for him. Now, somebody else whose contract isn't up at the start of the show, but come September their contracts are up now. There'll be a 30-day no-compete clause that they normally have when the contract expires, I believe. So, around October time, you could be seeing an appearance from the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson. They are best of mates as well with the Bucks. So it'll be really interesting to see them make the jump over to All Elite. I think it'd be a good move for them. I mean, since they signed with WWE, they had a big push at the start. They got teamed up with AJ as well, so they had a bit of a push there. And then nothing. No one from creative had anything for them. Nothing's got done with them, and they're a really solid team that just aren't being used at all. So this could be a really big decision for him to do that. Now, one that I really think will happen, and I really like the idea of, is in March 2019, Jim Ross's contract is up with WWE, and he should be a free agent at that point. So I feel like he could make the jump, especially since his name has already been dropped and mentioned. Like Khan, the guy who's funding it and backing it, said that one of the people he's worked with is Jim Ross. So I've got no doubt and no real reason why at all he wouldn't make the jump. But for Jim Ross to go over, that'd be absolutely amazing. One other person from WWE, I believe, that could make the move is possibly Paige. Her contract is up, we don't know when, but sometime in 2019. She's now been taken off TV because they've dropped the general manager role. No idea what they're going to do with her. I don't even think they know what they're going to do with her. So, I mean, if she thinks that she can wrestle or wants to wrestle again, this could be a big decision for her to maybe make the jump to a company that will possibly allow her to do that. So that's someone who you might see in the women's division go over. Now, I'm going to talk about people whose contracts I don't know anything about from WWE. So people like Becky Lynch, I think, would be a really good decision for her to move over, as, I mean, she's getting this big push at the moment, but even though she's having this big push, a lot of the talk is still about Charlotte Flair. If she made the jump over to All Elite, it could be a chance for it to finally be about her and for her to actually showcase what she can do, especially since they're putting such a big focus on women's wrestling, and obviously they're wanting to do this because they said that they're going to pay the women equal to the men, which no other company has done. I don't even think WWE do that. So that'd be very interesting to see. See her put on some amazing matches as well, like hour-long classics like Kenny Omega does with Okada's, matches like that. You could see that happen. I'd be really interested to see stuff like that. Again, sticking with the women's division, I think Asuka could be a good person to make the jump. I know she's currently the champion, but for the past year she has been completely underutilised and they've had no idea what to do with her. So this would be a real good chance for them to showcase this and get her to jump over and for her to be the star that we all know that she actually is. Now, there's been a few other names that people have mentioned that people could jump over. People like Zack Ryder could make the jump. People like Dolph Ziggler could definitely jump over. All these people that aren't currently happy in their roles. One people that have technically teased this already is The Revival. You may have seen the other week or a few weeks ago on Raw, where they had FDR on the back of their trunks for "Fuck the Revival," which is a quote that has come straight from Cody himself. So definitely think that they're going to make the jump. It's definitely someone who I think would be a lot better off, someone who could prosper from it. I mean, there's a lot of people that are currently unhappy with their situation as well. People like, I think people like Bailey, Sasha Banks, hell, even people like Bobby Roode, even Lashley, getting really, really underutilised. And even Braun Strowman, he's right up there at the top of people who are getting up there, but then just getting squashed by Lesnar and aren't going anywhere. So it'd be really good maybe for him to make the jump as well. But I mean, they don't want a massive roster, because if they're paying out all this money to all these top stars, they don't need a massive roster to do that. Do it because obviously then the budget's going to run out very, very quickly. I mean, people as well, I'll just mention a few other names that I think are currently being very underutilised. I think should definitely make a jump. People like Eric Young could potentially make the jump, but he's coming towards the end of his career, I believe, so you never know. Bray Wyatt hasn't been utilised at all. Finn Balor is an absolute travesty what they've been doing with him. Is an absolutely amazing talent, and I can't believe they've not been using him better. People like Luke Harper definitely deserve better than what he's been getting. So yeah, I mean, there's some big names. I mean, honestly, I think Kevin Owens could make the jump if it wasn't for the fact that he's just signed a 5-year deal that takes him all the way up to, I believe, 2023. So like, he's not going to be signing with them anytime soon, unfortunately, which is a shame, because I'd love to see that. I mean, what about Brock Lesnar? His contract's coming to an end. How interesting would it be if he just randomly turned up? I mean, they don't need that sort of a rub or that sort of a push from him, but it'd definitely be interesting to see, and to see how a different company as well would use him in comparison to how he's currently being used. But yeah, I think that's a lot of top people, I think, from WWE. Now, just very quickly going to talk about Ring of Honor and New Japan. So like Kenny Omega at the end of this month, his contract is up, so there's absolutely no way he won't be signing with All Elite. I mean, Juice Robinson, I'd have thought he'd have maybe been interested, but I mean, he's got a contract up until 2022, so unfortunately we're not going to see him signing for quite a while. Same goes for Flip Gordon. I think in 2020 he will be making the jump, but I mean, it's technically kind of been teased on All Elite, being the Elite, sorry, when they did the old timer thing, how long we got left on our timers. Flip Gordon's like, oh, I've got 1 2, but mine says 2 years on it, so it kind of says that in a few years he'll make the jump. I mean, Kushida's contract's just ran out, but it's very, very it's almost a dead cert, let's say, that he is signing with WWE. So I doubt that you'd see Kushida sign with him. Now, one that I've just noticed recently as well, Kota Ibushi isn't actually signed to New Japan. He's actually working as a freelancer. So, like, I think without a doubt he could probably sign with All Elite. The fact that he's working as a freelancer means that he wants to move around. He doesn't just want to stick with New Japan. So with him working as a freelancer, I definitely think he'll make the move to All Elite, especially since he's technically part of the Elite, or part of the Golden Elite, should I say. So it would definitely be interesting to see him move over and see what he could do. Now, Madison Rayne as well, someone whose contract is up at the end of September 2019, so towards the back end of the year as well, you could see a few people like Madison Rayne and the Good Brothers all move over. So I mean, it'd be really interesting to see them make the jump. I'd be happy with names like that. But yeah, I mean, there's so many people on the roster that I'd like to see make the jump, but a lot of them are still tied down to contracts, unfortunately. so it'd be tough for him to make the move. I mean, people like Bully Ray could potentially move over, but I mean, with the injuries that sustained, I think it was Death Before Dishonor that a few years ago. I mean, he's not supposed to be really wrestling, but he still is doing for some odd, bizarre reason. So I think he could move over, but it wouldn't be in a full-time role, I don't think. Or if it was, it'd be more of a managerial sort of role. Impact Wrestling as well, you've just had Trevor Lee that has contract has just expired, but again, it is believed that he has signed a contract already with WWE. DJ Z's contract has expired. I doubt he would jump to All Elite. He could possibly re-sign with TNA. Pentagon and Phoenix, they have signed on for obviously season 5 of Lucha Underground, but they have a clause to get out after season 5. And they are also both signed to MLW through 2019, but come the end of 2019, I think that's when they could possibly both make the jump to All Elite. One person who I did think would also sign with them is Bandido, but I think he's just signed a massive multi-year deal, so unfortunately that's not going to be happening. So I mean, there's a lot of big names currently being thrown around. One person as well that is still under contract to, I think it's Lucha Underground, is Joey Ryan, but he's also said that once that contract's up, who knows where he'll end up. And let's be honest, I think we all believe that he'll turn up at All Elite. And one big name as well that's also been mentioned is Bill Goldberg. Now, that would be a massive signing, especially if they used him right. Now, that would be a massive, massive signing. So, I mean, there's all these people that are looking to move on from WWE. A lot of people who it could benefit, and a lot of people who, if they moved from the mainstream with WWE to All Elite, it'd also bring in a lot of eyes on All Elite, because people would then know exactly who these people are. I mean, names like Pac was very well known in WWE. Chris Jericho is known all around the world by everyone. They've already got those. Obviously, Cody Rhodes, people know who that is. These days, everybody knows who the Bucks and Kenny Omega are, and even Hangman Page and the rest of the Elite. So, like, these are all big names that are already signed, with people like Goldberg as well, which is another massive name that could potentially sign with them. There's so many eyes that will be on them, especially with a TV deal that we believe that they'll be signing very, very soon. They're in negotiations with a couple of different people, so there will be a TV deal signed very soon. It's definitely going to be good competition, because we reckon on Tuesday nights there will be a show on Tuesday nights which they'll be calling Dynamite. So that could be awesome to see that competing on Tuesdays, especially since SmackDown is going to be moving to Friday night again, we believe, with Fox wanting to put it there. So it's going to be very interesting to see them move into basically SmackDown's position. A few other names from Japan as well that I'd like to see move over is people like Will Ospreay. I don't know how his contract is at the moment, but I'd definitely like to see him move over. Jay White, and to be fair, even like Tama Tonga and people like that. It'd be really good to see them move over as well. I mean, I'm not sure if it's just quite the right time to move Jay White and the Bullet Club over, but I'd love to see Tama Tonga move over. He's a fantastic guy as well. But it'd be really good to see them. But I mean, I've rambled for quite a while now, but these are all top names that could potentially move. I'm just letting you know as well what people's contracts are like, so you know exactly when they could potentially be moving. But that's been it for me today anyway, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I filled you in on a lot of information, and let me know in the comments below as well other people that you believe could make the jump, and people that you'd like to see there, people whose contracts could potentially be running out soon. But until then, guys, I will see you guys later. So bye for now, guys. Bye.